I'm really getting scared now. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I created this smoky green eye. I hope you like it, and don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and share. So let's get started now with this makeup look. Okay, so now that I have my brows done that I did off camera, now I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyes first so I can begin the eyeshadow process. So whatever primer you had left on your ring finger from priming your entire eyelid, just bring it down onto your under eye so you could prime that area. That way whatever shadows you apply, it could be bright and bold, just the same as the eyelid one. So now that I'm going to be using the concealer, I'm going to take the chance to clean up my eyebrows and conceal the rest of my eyelid. When I'm very close to my eyebrow, I like to use a little bit of product and a little bit at a time, and then once I move away from my eyebrow, then I pick up more product and I go ahead and work the product on a little faster. So now I'm gonna be setting my entire eyelid, and for that I'm gonna be using a very light color. So I'm gonna be working with the Anastasia palette, the Subculture. So I'm gonna be using Dawn from this palette, and I think it's pretty fair enough, especially for my skin tone, so I can set the lid without making it any darker. So I'm gonna go ahead and use that color to set my entire eyelid now. You cannot set your entire eyelid if you don't want to, but for me, I find it that by doing so, it definitely reduces creasing, and since I have like oily lids sometimes, it doesn't make them oily. So I like to set the entire eyelid. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up Fudge from the same palette, and since we're gonna be working with a lot of cool tones, I want to add some warmth back into my eye. So I want to add Fudge to it, and I'm gonna only dab my brush very little into it. I think what I'm gonna do is just use a smaller blending brush so it's a little more dense, and I'm gonna go ahead and use that so I could focus Fudge more into the crease area. This brush, I feel like it did focus it more on my crease just like I wanted it to. So I'm gonna continue and use it so I could blend out more of Fudge into it and focus on this area first before I move on to the next color. So now that I have the deepness that I want onto the crease for now, I'm going to go ahead and pick up two different shades, probably dabbing back and forth. And I'm going to be using New Wave and Edge from the same palette, just so I could apply it right above the crease. That way we can have more of that yellow into it and not just that fudge color. So now I'm going to continue and use more of those yellows mixed together. It's not one or the other more, it's just both of them together. Oh, we could have some brightness in the crease and not so deep. So now I'm only picking up a little bit of Edge on its own without dabbing into New Wave. Only Edge, only because the yellow is a little brighter and that's what I want. And the yellow, it's not gonna be bright to where that's gonna be the main color. I only wanted it so I can have some brightness and some color into the crease. Well, above the crease, it's not meant to be bright yellow. So I'm okay with how this looks now. And I'm only gonna go back into Fudge and deepen up the crease a little more before I go ahead and add the green. You want to blend out all of the shadows as much as you can because it is a smoky eye. So you don't want to have any creases or any strong lines as to where each shadow begins, because the point of it is to be smoked out. So it has to be as blended as you possibly can get it. So for the green that I'm going to be using, it's going to be Untamed, also from the same palette. And I'm going to go ahead and pick it up with the flat brush at first and see if that's going to pigment it enough to where I want it, or I'm going to use my finger. Now that I added shadow with my flat brush, I'm going to pick up some on my ring finger so I can go over it. And I'm using my finger because it always picks up a lot more pigment than the brushes. Even if you wet them, I feel like your finger just picks up a lot more of the pigment. So it makes it better in my opinion. So I want to always just finish it off with the pigment on my finger. So now we have to pick up more of fudge just so we could blend out the green and the fudge color. That way it's not so harsh. So now I'm gonna work on my lower lash line to smoke that out. So basically the same colors that I used up here, I'm gonna be using them on the lower lash line. First I'm using fudge just so I can get some darkness in here, and then I'll be using untamed to bring in that green color into my lower lash line. So now that I collected the colors, I'm gonna go ahead and add some black liner onto my waterline so I can make it even darker. I'm gonna be using the black liner and I'm only gonna be applying it onto the bottom lash line for now. And this eyeliner has a little smudger in the back, so that's what I'm going to be using to smudge out this eyeliner, and obviously drag it down a little bit below the lash line. Right now you might feel weird because it's so much smokiness and it's pretty bold, so it's all going to come together once you end up adding your eyelashes, whether it's falsies or mascara. So now I'm going to be adding some eyeliner onto my top waterline so I can make it look nice and dark, especially because I'm going to be using falsies. So now that we are pretty much done with the eyes, at least when it comes down to the eyeshadows, I'm pretty content with how this looks. I'm gonna go ahead and pop up my eyelashes. So once I pop on the eyelash, obviously it's gonna be nice and dramatic. So now the eyeshadow is gonna look less intense. So once I have it on, I'm gonna see if I need any other color. That way it looks nice and even and not washed out once the eyelash comes on. Now that we have mascara, falsies, and I'm okay with how the eyeshadow looks with the falsies on, I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my face off camera just so that it speeds up the video. So I'll be right back once I finish my entire face. So this is it for today's makeup. I decided to pair the eyes with a nice nude lip and a gloss on top of that because the face and the eyes are matte, so I didn't want it to be so flat. So I hope you guys enjoyed this makeup as much as I did, and this is it for today. So don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll be seeing you in my next tutorial. Bye.